What's up? What's up? It is us again, the JetSet podcast, and the Jets have informed Aaron Rodgers um, that he is no longer welcome at 1JD. They essentially told Aaron Rodgers to go home, Roger. So, hey, tonight we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into the options that we might have on the table at quarterback. It is never not exciting over here at MetLife. So buckle your seatbelts, just like Aaron Glenn said. Let's get it ready.
Ready,
Jet
jet
set,
set,
go.
Go, 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 go. No to the mall.
Loud one down the right side at the goal line, leaping attempt. Oh, it's free call. Oh, it's a jet
Never too
touchdown.
nose. Pack my bags and go, 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 go. Serve me a brick at the stove. Looking like a shack in the post. Go, go, you go, 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 you go, go.
From the hills to the moon. Yeah, baby, yeah, we go like don't go. Yeah, in this world, everything's so more. Yeah, behind this wall, there is no photos. Jump on this bitch, go, yeah. I'll go right there, yeah, go. Watch how you go, hey, yeah, Ocho. I need some more, hey, yeah, pronto.
Jumped out the coupe with the black inside. You look like I'm racist. Smoking cookie in Atlanta everywhere. You was making recreation. You already knew we made it. We ain't even gotta say shit. Some of the trap was lick. Some of the trap was vacant. Junior say I'll bring the pay out. Bring the pay out. Nigga wanna talk, we bring the pay out. Spray now. They gon' walk right in that.
What it do? What it is? It is us again, the Jet Set Podcast. It is your boy Brent, aka Take Flight _ today, joining me each and every week. My dog Allen, aka NY Jets Planet. And looking at that intro, I'm gonna have to change some stuff up
Yeah,
because
I
it's
was
gonna be
just gonna say the same thing. I was like, wow, we
it's
got
gonna be
Rodgers and Tate all over that intro.
we got 8 and 17 all over there. They're not even gonna be
Yeah,
back. That's crazy.
yeah,
You
that's
know, but
crazy.
yeah, no, so apparently, we got some big news drop today on Super Bowl Sunday. We're just trying to enjoy the Super Bowl. You know,
Yeah, that was crazy.
just as regular Jets fans are every year, just trying to enjoy other teams in the Super Bowl. And we get news live on TV. Aaron Rodgers flew all the way back to New York just to catch a you know round trip right back to wherever he came from because we're not even gonna bring him back anymore. And it's been a whole divide with Jet fans and experts and analysts on this certain topic. Yeah, I guess it's another rebuild, bro. It's where
I wouldn't say that.
I mean it's we are essentially starting over at the quarterback position. For me personally, whenever we click that reset at the quarterback position, that's a rebuild for us. Uh, yeah, or a reset. So
Yeah.
if you want to say that, but yeah, no. How are you feeling? The Eagles won the Super Bowl. All the news is dropping. How are you feeling coming into this week?
I'll start off by saying I was right on the Eagles. I don't think anyone could have predicted they were going to like belt to ass, but
BTA.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I wouldn't have put my money on that, especially with like Saquon having a game that he had. And I was saying it was like a atrocious game, but they locked him down in the run game. Just they
Yeah.
couldn't stop Hurts, Brown, Devontae. So I was like, okay,
Nino Brown.
yeah.
Jalen Nino Brown hurts.
Yeah, so, but I was happy for their team. I know they were really beat up after they lost to the Chiefs that first time. So I'm glad they got their lick back. They licked back,
Yeah.
and I'm happy that we didn't see a Chiefs 3-peat. I really didn't want to see it because that just how like it like I sometimes you just gotta see a guy bleed. Like if you're fighting somebody and imagine you're fighting somebody, you're putting up all these hits and they don't even not even a scratch. Like they're unfazed. So it feels good that like the Chiefs aren't unstoppable. Let me say.
Yeah, they're not Thanos, right?
Yeah.
It was cool
Well,
seeing that.
Thanos lost too.
Okay, yeah, eventually, you're right. You're right. In the end game, it was just like this was the end game. We were finally able to see,
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
how do you feel about this Jet news that dropped on us? This Jet bombshell that dropped on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I get it. Like when I think everyone looks at it like, and I know you said it too. If you keep Rodgers, it's kind of like getting a freebie year. And I know everyone says like,
Yeah.
why don't you just take the freebie year? I think they look at it as in like, yeah, it might be a freebie year, but and I'm not gonna lie, knowing this fan base, it's not a freebie year. I know this fan base very, very well.
Yeah,
Even this team was even if it was all on Rodgers, everyone would just complain that why did Glenn even keep Rodgers if it was gonna be Rodgers' fault anyways? That would have been the whole storyline, and people would have been complaining. And next thing you know, Glenn probably would have been out the door or on thin ice already after 1 year. I'm not saying that's exactly what would have happened, but there's a good chance. So I think it's good to just start fresh. You got a new coach. He wants to establish kind of him as being the leader of this team.
right.
And I was very worried because you got a first time offensive coordinator. Even though you got Scott Turner in the room, it's a fresh room on that offense. So I think you kind of give it a year to figure out some stuff, and you're not having to argue with a guy like Rodgers, where like Rodgers is super smart. I'll give it to him, but like I think when you're trying to establish something new, it's a little bit harder with a guy that's trying to win now, and like you got two different minds kind of battling at that point. I think for any offensive coordinator, it might be a little hard to try to do that all in 1 year.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I think the idea of a fresh start is good. It all comes down to who we get at quarterback.
Yeah. And like you were saying, it's like, they just might have been on two different pages. Like it was reports that Aaron was given an ultimatum in this whole process. It was, hey, you come back, you attend every training camp practice, no trips to Egypt, no trips to Costa Rica, no Netflix series, no Pat McAfee show on Tuesdays. I was like, dang, okay.
Yeah, I know
And
there's a lot of controversy on that one.
I was like, wow, like they really like pinned him to the wall and was like, yo, like if you're gonna be here, this is how it's gonna be. And Aaron Glenn, I respect it. He's taking control of the situation, and you really have to respect it if all that was true, that that was kind of the ultimatum they gave him, because they're trying to build a culture here, and you can't build a culture if you kind of, I guess, have one person kind of doing their own thing, especially the quarterback, right? So I respect it, but it is going to be interesting to see how we pivot in this in this chapter, starting off with Aaron Glenn as our coach. It's a lot of, we were talking about it before, it's a lot of mid to low level quarterbacks that are available that can be our bridge, or potentially step in and help us, win now or win for the next few years. It's
And sorry, real
yeah,
quick before you go
yeah,
there, so how do you feel about the whole? So I like obviously, we don't. Glenn doesn't want let's say reported. Glenn didn't want Rodgers to go be on the talk show, but someone brought up that Garrett has his own weekly spot. I know it's not as big as Pat McAfee show, but is that something you keep consistent across the team, or is that something that was kind of like a Rodgers specific because it was such a big platform?
What do you mean he has his own weekly spot? Like on what?
He has like it's like a I don't know. It's like some sort of show that
Like
he
a
has his own
podcast
weekly
or something?
spot. Yeah, yeah. And I
Well,
know it was
yeah,
Tay was on the Up and Adams show as well. I mean,
yeah,
Tay is on his way out, but like, do you
yeah.
think that has to be the standard across the board for the whole team, or is that something where it's like it was just because of how big that platform was? And plus, I know a lot of people kind of brought up the whole Rodgers took a shot at Mike Williams, and he double down on it at the Pat McAfee show. So I think
Yeah.
that's where a lot of this stems from. But curious what your thought on it is.
Yeah, no, like it's when you like compare it, to like I guess the players, the different players, um, you know, when you look at the quarterback, it's like, bro, you are a quarterback. You already have this huge spotlight on you outside of the team. You know, if you're gonna be our guy, we can't have you doing that. And you know, guys are young. We have a lot of young guys on the team, so they're gonna have like their own thing that they're doing. But I think our vision for our quarterback position, or Aaron Glenn's vision for the quarterback position, was to be about the team, and not about all that extra stuff. Especially when Aaron Rodgers already has a huge spotlight on him outside of the football field. So maybe it was catered to just Rodgers, and he might be a little more lenient with other players on the team. But given the situation, it's just like right, Aaron, if you want to be here, all that other stuff gotta cut out, because we see it. Everybody else sees it. I didn't even look. You said Garrett was on something. I didn't even
Well,
know
Garrett
about
has a
that.
weekly spot.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
you also
He
like
was
other
on
players
something.
around the league. You got Amon
Yeah.
Ross, St. Brown. I mean, from the
Michael
lines that he just
Parsons.
wrote. Yeah,
Yeah,
Michael Parsons, the Kelseys.
Mhm.
Like, so it's not like a new thing or just like it's only
Right.
Rodgers. Like, this is something that definitely happens across the league.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like, especially as you like, you're a coach and if you want to build this program, you're gonna get players like that become big enough to have that type of platform.
hmm
Is he someone where it's like, all right, nobody does it, or is that just Rodgers? And I will say though, the more like once you said it, the more I think about it, I don't really know any like other quarterbacks that are doing it. Like I know a lot of like
Yeah.
positional players, but I don't think I know another quarterback that has like a weekly spot that they're going on and talking about. And it's not just Jets related, but talking about the team
Yeah.
in general. Let me say,
Yeah, or just anything. Like
yeah,
I don't see we don't see Baker Mayfield or Jared Goff
or even
or
Patrick Mahomes.
or Mahomes or Lamar. Like the quarterback has to be the most locked in one on the team. In my opinion, and I guess in our new regime's opinion as well, because you know again, Aaron Rodgers, he's been on the Pat McAfee show for what, like a few years now,
Yep.
or a few seasons, and it's just like it's been so much that has been like pulled from that, like from that segment. It's like everybody
Especially with New
knows,
York media.
especially New York media. So it's like, if something gets said about Aaron Rodgers, everybody's waits till Tuesday to see what's he gonna say about it, and just have his response. It's like a reality show, and it's
Yeah.
like that's not something I guess we need, at this time, I guess. But
Yeah.
no, like yeah, quarterbacks don't do that, and it's I don't
Especially
know.
the ones that sit there and talk about not having distractions with the team. I
Yeah,
know Rodgers, like it was before this past year, like it was like at the end of last season.
yeah,
He made that like a really big point, like, oh, they gotta stop all the distractions. I know he was very big on not having Hard Knocks there and everything, but like it's like he says it, but then it's like he doesn't practice what he preaches.
yeah, yeah. Practice what you preach. You can't say that and then be on the TV every Tuesday. I mean, I was locked in every Tuesday watching it myself. I was like, all
Yeah,
right, let me see what my quarterback got to say this week. But
yeah,
it's just like, okay, we see the vision that Aaron Glenn has, and it's very much of a locked in culture he's trying to build. And with everything going on with Garrett Wilson, all the fans, I feel like, are wanting to see Garrett get paid. They're wanting to see, you know, people, our young guys, you know, get the bag and stay here. We're not, a lot of us, I feel like, aren't that much worried about, you know, Aaron Rodgers and what his spot on the team. It's more so like, let's keep our young guys in. Just like Muji said in the opening press conference, So yeah, I'm ready to see what the next chapter holds. Like we said, I feel like it's a lot of mid-level to low-level quarterbacks out here. So, you know, whichever quarterback we bring in as a bridge, I'm just hoping that we can make some magic happen because 15 years and no playoffs, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Like I think there needs to be serious changes that happens across the board in order to like
Yeah,
actually get over that hump. But I do want to answer this question because I think it's an interesting one.
give up to
What
get
would we
Josh Allen.
give up to get Josh Allen? Honestly, I generally don't think there's a trade in absolute hell that you could offer and generally feel like, yeah, that's gonna give me Josh Allen back. And actually, there's nothing that you'd even feel good about giving either. Like it's
Mhm.
not to say that Josh like even if we gave him, let's say Garrett in 3 first, right? Let's just throw that out there. Garrett
Mhm.
3 first, that's a lot. Like I think
Yeah,
Garrett himself should be able to get like at least a first and plus. So that's at least 4 first in my head.
that is a
Um,
whole lot.
yeah, that's a whole lot. And like even then, I still think the Bills be like, nah, I'm good. Especially like trading him to like if we weren't in the same division, like it
Yeah.
might be a conversation. But like being in the same division, I think there's absolutely no way.
At this point, it would be pointless to give up one of our young players because if we give up Garrett, who's gonna be throwing him the ball there? Like that's gonna be messed up.
Yeah,
Um, I'd give up 4 first for Josh Allen. Take the next 4 years for
you can't do 4. You can only like there's like a rule in the NFL, max 3.
3 first, 3 seconds. And
You
uh
better go all in.
and Brick Johnson. You could take all of them. And yeah,
Yeah. I'll
yeah,
give
yeah,
him. As a matter of fact, take Woody.
yeah,
Take
yeah.
Woody.
Just
Throw in
take.
Woody. We'll give you our owner. We'll give you yeah, you know what? We'll give you our owner. You guys can have Rodgers, Lazard, Tay.
Yeah, take them all.
We have a
Take
lot of people we can give you guys actually.
Rodgers, Lazard, Tay. Um, uh, we'll sign Randall Cobb and trade him to y'all too. That's fine. He got a serious question here. Will the
Ooh,
Jets? This is a tough one because we're at 14 right now. We're at 14 right now. Okay,
yeah, we're pushing it.
and we are definitely pushing it. All right. 17-year drought. And the quarterback that ended that drought for the Bills was Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah,
So, and he is on the roster. And so, as long as he's on the roster, um, I'll
anything's
feel, yeah,
possible.
anything's possible. I'll be comfortable with saying that we will not get to that 17-year drought. We won't. We won't because
I can't
I
say
feel
that confidently.
yeah. I'm saying it with mid-level confidence, but um yeah, anything is possible literally. But
Yeah,
Tyrod Taylor, he's actually been in situations where he's the one, broke some droughts. That's one. And two, he's been in a lot of situations where he is the greatest bridge quarterback to a rookie that was sitting behind him,
that is
on,
true.
on most
He's a great bridge.
teams. So I feel like he might be the good luck charm that we never even knew that we needed.
Yeah, that's
And
why honestly, like
yeah,
to your point there, I genuinely would not mind just saying, like, you know what, just throw a bunch of rookies behind there. Just draft like 3 quarterbacks in the draft. One of them's got to be good. Have them all sit behind Tyrod and just
yeah,
pray.
and whichever one's best, just keep on rolling with it.
Yeah, like second round,
Yeah,
Dylan
quarterback.
Gabriel. Third round,
Yeah,
Will Howard. Or actually, you probably have to swap it, but like just keep drafting them. One
Dart,
of them's got to be decent. I
Dart, and then
probably
next, and then next
even in the
year,
first, I probably
do
wouldn't
the same
take
thing.
Jackson Dart, but
Yeah,
screw it.
next year do the same thing. Who knows if Archie Manning, and I know I love to talk about him, but who knows if Archie Manning even declares next year. Hopefully he doesn't pull a Peyton. But
He's definitely gonna pull Peyton.
Who knows if he declares next year or the year after? I hope he, if we do draft a quarterback again in this draft this year, whichever round, I hope that RC waits, has plays 2 more years in Texas so that we can give whatever rookie that we draft some time to mess up.
I don't even think they. I think if we are genuinely if we are in line to get Arch, right? That means we have the number 1 pick. I don't think it matters who's in that QB room. I don't.
Yeah.
I like it could be the next Patrick Mahomes. I don't think it matters. I think they're taking him. If he declares, I think they're taking him.
What? Whoever's at number 1?
I know. I'm saying like if we have the number 1 pick next year,
yeah.
Arch Manning is like he declares let's say he goes crazy next year. I don't think there's a chance in hell. Like no matter how good our rookie quarterback is, I mean it can't be that good if we were number 1 overall.
yeah.
Like,
couldn't have been that good.
Yeah. So
I don't know. The stars are just aligning. The stars are just aligning to us having another top 7 pick, and maybe this is a good thing because most seasons we're going into it thinking, oh yeah, we have a chance. Rodgers is back.
man,
Yeah, this is our first year of Rodgers. Like we're gonna make the playoffs. First game, boom, done. Okay, all right. It's cool. Rodgers gets back. Some more hope. Super Bowl expectations on ESPN. Super Bowl predictions. Jets. The Jets have the pieces. The Jets have the piece. Boom. You see what happened this year. Top 7 pick. So maybe this is all just a reverse psychology Jets thing that needs to happen. We're gonna go in this year with 0 expectations, and I don't want to hear any one Super Bowl Jets prediction on TV.
Oh, trust me, there won't be.
Or I'm turning. I will turn my TV off. Shout out Kendrick.
I think honestly, I think it's gonna be hard to even see people that believe the Jets will make the playoffs at this point. Just
exactly.
How overhyped we've been.
That's what I want. I want us to be there, and I mean, I'm gonna sulk in it, of course, but maybe that's just what we need as fans, as an organization, to be in a spot where we don't have these expectations for once, and then we can work our way up to having these expectations, at some point. But I mean, the reality of the situation is right now, the Jets are in a position, and we have to make a pivot at quarterback, and we have our top 5, picks that we think the Jets should pursue, go after, trade for, pick up, sign, what have you, right? And I mean, right now it's Tyrod and Jordan Travis, which we didn't even see on the sideline holding the clipboard last year, right? So, we have a few options. You want to go first, or you want me to go first? Actually, yeah.
You go first.
Okay, yeah, because you have a okay. Yeah, let me go first. Yeah. So boom. Here's my top 5 picks of who I think we should draft, or not draft, but not just draft, but sign, trade for, what have you, right? I'll start with 5. Cam Ward, this is a new regime, right? Anything can happen. We're sitting at 7, and Cam Ward right now is a consistent number 1 pick. Who knows what the Titans might want or be asking for that number 1 pick. I say, if we do make that splash move, which we very might, very, very well could, right? Why not take a shot in the dark on Cam Ward? I don't want to sleep on this guy. He has that big playability. He has that dog in him, and he's just cool, calm under pressure. He can handle New York, in my opinion. You know, a lot of people say Shador can handle New York. I feel like Cam would handle it much better, right? You know, he's elusive, he's accurate under pressure. He is very, um, very Lamar Jackson like. I loved watching him play this last season and thinking in my head like, okay, okay, I see you, I see you. We can make something happen with that. So yeah, Cam Ward number 5. Number 4, as you see, famous Jameis. Y'all been seeing him all over the TV and the media this last 2 weeks. Look now, he made my top 5 for a reason, man. He is look in a bad season, he could be the entertainment that that will bring us through the season. All right, he's a leader. Can't deny that he is a leader. All right, he's a very animated leader. But um, but
Lord.
the man can throw a football. All right, he got Jerry Judy to the Pro Bowl with Jameis
Throw a
Winston.
football, all right.
Yeah, with with Jameis
To
Winston
anybody.
with Jameis Winston at quarterback. All right, I I expect exciting games. I expect exciting speeches, and it will either be you know an exciting tank or a surprising uh blossom. Right? It'll be like, wow, Jameis Winston is actually winning games, right? Or it'll be an exciting tank where, at least he's getting us closer to, the top of the draft. So it's like, okay, you know, Jameis, come on. He's already here. We already saw him asking people, where he should go, you know, to play quarterback. Look, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind it.
I
Bring him
I
on. Bring him on. I mean, we're talking about a bridge quarterback here. It might as well be entertaining. We're not, if we're talking about making the playoffs, that's why I got that guy up there, my number 1. But I
well,
mean, hold on.
honestly, I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
seeing now.
Before I move
How do you
on,
have
yeah,
Jameis over Cam?
I have Jameis over Cam. Yes.
How?
Yeah.
like as your preferred option?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's
Because
crazy.
because with Jameis, we're not giving up anything. All right. With
Yeah.
Cam, we're mortgaging a little bit of our future here. So it's like,
I'm okay with
do I
that
want to
over.
don't do that? But with Jameis, you know, we're getting them for nickels and dimes off Bourbon Street. All right. That's I'll take that. And he's just an entertaining guy. I love Jameis. He might be one of our top 5 favorite players in the league right now, just because of his personality. But bring those speeches to New York. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Right? I'm cool with it. And yeah, no, I know for sure he'll throw the ball to Garrett too. I know for sure. Yeah, Winston is proven. Johnny said it. Winston proven. Uh, but yeah, nah, I'll take it. I'll take Jameis. And just imagine him in New York, y'all. Real quick, just imagine Jameis in New
Wait,
York.
time out. Wait, hold on. What does Winston prove?
He's proven that he can play. He can win some. He
just
can win games.
win a game with the Browns?
Yeah, remember that snow game where he did a helicopter flip over TJ
I thought
Watt
they
in the
win though?
snow? Did they? I think so.
I don't think they won a game with him.
Oh no, I don't think they won that one. But he did. But he will
They
give us
did a
that.
second overall pick.
Yeah, you're right. But he will give us that fits. That fits like those numbers. And again for the tank crowd, he's perfect. Right. Even if he loses, he's gonna lose, and he's gonna inject life. All right. And yes, the 5K season, I always think back to that with the Bucks. You know, he's very much a gunslinger. All right. He's
Yeah,
he's
one
gonna
way to
get
say it.
Garrett the ball, and
And the other team the ball too.
maybe, but behind a good offensive line, maybe he can he can have a little better with a better running back. I mean, look,
And some glasses.
oh no, and some glasses. I mean, I think he wears contacts, so we'll be all right.
Ah, shit.
We'll
That's
be all
someone
right.
with contacts. All right.
I don't know. We'll be all right. But Jameis, man, look, I like Jameis on the Jets. Jameis the J, Jameis the Jet. All right, Jet Jameis,
James.
Jet Jameis, man. I'm gonna hashtag that whenever we post this. Jet Jameis, Jameis a Jet, whatever. All right, all right. But yeah, no, that's enough on Jameis. I can talk about Jameis all
Yeah.
day. I can talk about Jameis all
Yeah.
day. All right. But number 3, Sam Darnold. Y'all see it. I'm afraid of the number he's gonna demand, in the market.
Cool.
It's gonna be astronomical. But Glenn did play against him this past season twice. He saw firsthand how good he is or how good he can be. And that it would just make for a great reunion story. Knowing, uh, I mean, and throughout this whole process, I feel like um, I've been very much uh, on the negative side of like the Sam Darnold reunion tour because it would be our luck for him to come back here and it just be the same stuff it was when he was here. But uh, I think we're looking at a different Sam Darnold. I think we're
I think we're
looking
also looking
at
at a different Jets team.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly too. Like he's gonna be stepping into a situation where this is a different Jets team where the offensive line that he was promised before might actually be formed right now. So you know, I can see Sam Darnold coming in here, um, making plays and being a little bit more motivated this time around. Snoop Dogg tried to clown the Jets in the NFL honors, and Sam Darnold he didn't laugh. It was a Sam Darnold Jets joke, um, and Sam wasn't really that amused by it. And a lot of Jet fans sent me that on Instagram, and I was like, Sam, I can mess with you again. All right. I'll spin the block. All right. Because you respect us. You know how the business go. You're not holding any grudges. All right. And yeah, so Sam, you cool with me, buddy. You are cool with me.
I don't think he's
Um,
gonna be cool with Glenn though. I was like, Glenn was the same dude that like locked him up. Like he didn't do anything against the Lions.
well,
So
I mean
I don't
that's
know.
that well that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
You
but like
know.
I think if I'm Glenn and I know that like in a big time, I know like I know I can scheme around him.
Hmm.
Like and I'm sure Glenn, like everyone thinks like I'm one of it, but like it wasn't just Glenn. Sam went
Yeah.
to the playoffs and then got the same type of treatment against the Rams. They got blown out in both games. So um man, that was a hard one.
Yeah.
But
It's
I do
yeah.
think like he stabilized the quarterback position at least.
Yeah. Yeah. He comes in and he uh he uh he definitely is a great placeholder. I'm not sure if he's willing to
Yeah.
be another Brit. Like, if we were to bring him in, he'd have to be the quarterback for the next like 2-3 years at
Oh,
least.
easily, yeah. You
You know,
can't.
like
You gotta
like.
say like, yo, this is gonna be our guy. Kind of like
Hmm.
how like Kirk Cousins went to the Vikings initially.
Right,
Like,
right.
he's not necessarily like one of those like top guys, but kind of hope he could stay in that top 10, top 15 quarterbacks and get you to the playoffs year after year.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So it's gonna have to be a commitment here. And it's not gonna be like a kind of a freelance type of deal if we were to sign Sam Darnold. And again, that number scares me. What he might be asking for definitely scares me. But you know, I wouldn't mind spinning the block. Number 2, Matt Stafford. Um, Kind of the same type of Aaron Rodgers situation. Um, just you know, I feel like he's just been playing a little bit better. Um, not crazy better than uh than Aaron in situation, but he knows how to get his playmakers the ball. Um, he's less dramatic. He comes with less baggage. You
Mhm.
know, very respectable, and he's a serviceable quarterback that I feel like can, one, lead a locker room, and two, um, he's just a vet that just knows how to, win games when he needs to, or just knows how to manage a game. He knows how to manage. He knows how to not do too much. If he needs to do a lot, he steps up. So for me, um he has that presence where I feel like he can step in and be that guy if called upon, right? Um, but yeah, nothing too deep on Matt Stafford. It is what it is with him.
Yeah.
But my number one is Justin Fields. I feel like he gives us a culmination of everything we see from 2 to 5. He gives us, the immediate future that I spoke on with Sam. He gives us, a leadership aspect that I feel like um, can translate well in New York. I mean, he's Justin Fields. He has this like mysterious untapped potential that like everybody is still wondering. We always see the flashes, and it's like, just put him in a situation that's good for him and let him cook, right? Plus, everybody, this is always a common denominator when everybody talks about Justin Fields. He was in college with Garrett Wilson. Like, that's his boy. That would be the main reason I feel like keeping our young players happy. And we have a awesome running game right now, a good offensive line. Justin Fields, Brees Hall, Braylon Allen, uh, that would be just amazing to see the read options and the different creativity that our new offense can really come out uh and show. So, man, Justin Fields, I mean, he has an arm, but when is the last time we've honestly had a true dual threat quarterback, you know? And that would just create so many problems. And I mean, I'm sure Garrett would love that. So, um, so yeah, I mean, that's my top five. It might change up before tomorrow. I'm not sure, but this is my current top five for sure. How you feel about it? You know what I'm saying?
No,
I know,
I
I
like
know,
it. I like
I
it.
know you ain't messing with Jameis, but yeah,
Yeah, no. James is the only one I'll be like, no. I can't I can't accept moving on
Jameis
from
is a dog.
Rodgers to go take James. I think they're both the same equivalent distraction. I don't think you solve anything.
Yeah.
And then if anything, you get worse quarterback play. Because Jameis, yeah, he might throw the same amount of touchdowns, but he's just gonna throw the same amount of interceptions as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I can imagine how frustrated Garrett would be. With I, I can
Garrett,
like
Garrett,
I can only
Garrett might
imagine.
Garrett might demand a trade by week 5. All right.
Yeah. I could just
He
see
might.
him just like fuming. So like that's the only one I just like I can't see it because of those reasons. But like I do agree. Like in terms of like, hey, we're gonna tank and we're gonna take a quarterback next year. He's the most entertaining, and I think he actually gets the tank done correctly. Like I think he genuinely loses enough games. Like, I generally don't see him winning much games. And that's no disrespect to Jameis. I think um where the
But
game is
it
right
might not.
now.
Yeah. It might not have to be on Jameis though. We do have our running backs back there.
But we
Uh,
need a quarterback anyways. Like as simple, like either
yeah,
you solve it now, and I don't really think you necessarily solve it now. You're either
yeah,
getting a stopgap or you try to somehow solve it in the draft. Those are your two options.
yeah, and that's
So
why.
Jameis kind of feels that stopgap, but I
Yeah.
don't think he's like he's not really a short or long term stopgap. Like at that point, I'm not gonna lie, I'd rather just roll with Tyrod, in my opinion.
I know,
But
I agree, and that's why I feel like I should have on this list
yeah.
because Tyrod. And I mean, even though I feel like he's already on the team basically, and like he's already locked into competing for that starting role, no matter who we bring in next year.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I mean, James would just be fun to watch, right? And in a year when we don't have much expectations, he's the perfect guy to So, anybody else on this list? My expectations go from here to here, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just the Jet fan in me, but anybody else on this list that's not named Jameis Winston, my expectations will turn up a notch, and I don't want that for me because I'm already
Yeah, I
taking
can see that too.
a lot of heartbreak. So, even with Jameis expectations down here, if he does well, he does well. If he has one of his best seasons that he's ever had before as a Jet, similar to Ryan Fitzpatrick, and those 2 years, so be it. And that's it. That'll be our little bridge time, and then we move on. So yeah, I'm looking at Jameis as like as a Reed Fitzpatrick era type of deal here, where Fitzpatrick was a team traveler, a team hopper, and then he got to the Jets, and I was like, what the heck? Like when he started playing like this. So that's what I'm hoping with the type of production I get from Jameis, but
Yeah, at the end of the day, everyone, no matter what option you pick, and not just on your list, but any option you pick this offseason comes with a lot of risk.
Exactly.
So it's not like you're just going to pick a guy and feel comfortable like, yeah, this guy is definitely the answer. Like you're just kind of hoping and praying for the most part, whoever you pick.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. So let's get into your top five because your top five is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start with five. So we'll let the people just stare at your one until you get to it. But here you go.
All right. I'll start with five. So Russ, right? Russ just made the way I look at it, Russ just made the playoffs in a very similar situation. Good defense. Offensive line was like, okay, I think we'll have a better offensive line when it's put together this year. And I think we'll have a better running back and a better wide receiver one. So I look at it as a potential better situation. Obviously, like coaching is a little bit TBD. Russ did have some good coaching between Tomlin and Arthur Smith is a good offensive coordinator. So I think in terms of like a stopgap stabilizer, like, hey, we just want to make the playoffs. I like Russ, but again, comes with his own concerns. And also I think if I had to guess, he's most likely going to go to the Raiders to go be with Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Or just stay with the Steelers. I think it's one or the other.
Right.
But I do know like a couple years ago, like he was intrigued by New York because Sierra and like they like the publicity that comes behind that. So maybe, but I wouldn't necessarily be against it. I'd be open to seeing that one through. Number 4, I did a big Kirko Chains.
Kirko Bang.
Yeah. Honestly, he has some swag. The only thing like I think I like the fact that we'll probably get him for like league minimum, assuming we were able to get him. I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's two things that I can't get over, and I think this is why it's so low. I don't want to say low on my list, but like why I'm like I was back and forth on even putting him on my list. One, years ago, that whole when he went to the Vikings and he made all those Jets comments, never sat right with me. It feels wrong just to have him here. After all that, like, after everything didn't work out, where do you end up? Right back where you should have been. But nonetheless, at league minimum, I wouldn't really care too much. But I think again, a guy that stabilizes it. He's made the playoffs year after year, except for Atlanta, who arguably does have a better O-line and run game. But I would argue Garrett's better than Drake London. But very, very similar situation. So
for sure.
I think you're just really hoping coaching outdoes what he had in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, this is probably like outside of War, he's the youngest option I think you can really get this also. Like, I mean, let's take out all rookie QBs like getting in the draft. Youngest you can get in the free agent pool. I know there's a lot of reports of him potentially like signing with the Steelers. It never really made any sense to me personally, just because like it's so weird to bench a quarterback and then be like, yeah, but that's our future. Like, it's such a weird conundrum. Right. But like you said, played with Garrett. I really like his ability to run the ball. I think also like he plays that what I look at as like the modern quarterback now. Like most of the quarterbacks you see that are successful in the NFL right now have that ability to run that option play.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that adds a level to our offense that we haven't had.
Crazy level.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know who was the last quarterback we had that could really do something like that. But that does come with injury concerns because he did have some injury concerns in Chicago. That was his last not even full season, but the last attempt at a full season. So, yeah, overall, like I think he's one of those guys. Especially he went like 4-1. I watched a lot of his games. I think I like him. I've always liked him. I never really had a major issue with him. I think, yeah, I like the skill that he has. I don't think the potential is necessarily there. That's why I do have a guy like Cam Ward higher, because we are in the AFC. And then kind of getting into Cam Ward, it's like you got Patrick Mahomes, you got Lamar Jackson, you got what is it? Justin Herbert. You got Josh Allen. Like it is just such a stacked and that's still like it's still names after it's a very, very stacked conference. And there's but so many playoff spots. Oh, CJ Stroud, that was another one that just came to my head out of nowhere. But there's a lot of really good quarterbacks. Like I think at some point you look at it and it's like if you actually want to be competitive in the playoffs, you need a quarterback. Yeah, guys like Fields, Cousins, Wilson, like they can get you to the playoffs, but I don't think they're beating Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Like I think it's just one of those it stabilizes it for now, but you still got to have a plan to hopefully have a guy that really gets to that level after that. I personally think Cam Ward is that type of guy. My only concern is I don't really know what a trade to number one looks like, let alone why the Titans would ever trade away the number one pick, knowing that they don't have a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback. So it would just be such a weird thing for them to do, unless they were going to do something like get Kirk Cousins. But I think that's even worse idea, even if we did give him everything. But
and that was the main reason he was at 5 for me, because when I thought about it, I was like, what would we have to give up to get Cam Ward? I mean, I would love Cam Ward because he just provides us that, or he just provides us a fresh spark. And when you look at these quarterbacks, it's always one. And in these classes, last year we really had two, Jaden and Bo Nix. Caleb wasn't terrible. He was just in a bad situation, right? So we'll see how that goes.
I don't believe that. I don't think he was in a bad situation though.
No, like a bad offensive line, terrible coaching play, and in game situations.
I don't know. I watched Caleb a lot. I personally just don't think, and he could prove me wrong next year. I just don't think he has it. That's just a personal opinion.
I mean,
and I think there are guys that have it and guys that don't. Like Jaden Daniels, he at least had it last year, and he had it like a motherfucker. He had it. It's something I can't There's always and that's the hardest part with evaluating rookie QBs. Is that it factor that you can't really determine in college. Right. You can't there's not no matter how much film you could have watched, you couldn't tell that Jaden Daniels had the it factor that he just shown in the NFL this past year. There's no amount of tape you could have watched. And I obviously as a fan, you can't do interviews and stuff like that, but it's just something about it, man.
Well, yeah, Jaden was a robo quarterback, man. He did that little virtual reality. He's been doing that virtual reality training. I feel like every quarterback should be doing that. I don't care. I don't know what it is, but watch, every quarterback is going to be on whatever Jaden Daniels did in that VR headset. Whatever that did for him, every quarterback going forward should be taking that same route going forward. And we got it should be cool to see. But I mean, Cam Ward, he's definitely going to bring that exciting it factor, or that newly fresh feel. But it's just the idea of what it is that we would have to give up for him.
And especially I know someone made the point. It was what can you offer the Titans that the Giants would just be like, nah, I can't do that. Like that's basically how you have to kind of look at it. And I'm like, yeah, that is a good point, because the Giants also need a quarterback. They're sitting at 3. Like even if you're like honestly, I never liked the idea of like, oh, we'll give you our next 3 first. Like even if you include this year, like I never liked that idea. Even if you do say that, I think the only way the Giants say they wouldn't do that is if their ownership tells them, no, you can't do that because you guys are in that year where like their coach and GM are kind of in that like weird year where like they're there, but like one bad year and they're gone.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that part I don't know. And I don't. I really hate the whole idea of trading 3 first. I can live with 2 first. 3 first is where it kills me. It always it always backfires. Like one of those years you just have a down year, and then that's the year you really need that first.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I can't.
Like
I
imagine we
can't
trade our
trade
first,
all
like, oh, we got Rodgers, and then bam, we get the 7th overall pick, and we're like, oh crap. What do we do? So yeah.
I mean,
but yeah, you know what? Like if the price is right, like I'd probably trade like I'm trying to think of how far I'll go. I might even go as high as like 3 seconds in Brees.
I knew Brees. I knew Brees was gonna be in your trade.
But I don't even know if they even do they even need a running back.
The Titans?
Yeah.
They could use one. You know, it's just you
but
got
like,
Pollard and Spears.
Is that I don't know if that's enough though. Like
probably not.
3 seconds. Like our first, second this year, second the following year, second the following year, and then Brees, maybe. I don't know. Like, but you know, if you told me that got me Cam Ward, and Glenn was all in on Cam Ward, like he thinks this guy is gonna be the next super. I say do it. Like in my head, I look at it as like you're gonna have Glenn for at least 2 years anyways. So like that's your pick. And you and like that's y'all pick anyways. It's not like there's gonna be a new GM or a coach that comes in the next year.
Yeah.
So screw it.
I mean, if our regime falls in love with Cam Ward, it's gonna be nothing that anybody can. It's gonna be no price that you know.
Well, no. Hold on. There should be a price.
Yeah.
Unless you believe he is better, and like you gotta have some really good evidence that he is better than Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, like, or at least in that tier.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be very confident he's in that tier. I don't think there's, like I said, I don't think there's any sort of scouting you can do to feel that confident.
Do you think he falls past 1 or 2?
No shot.
No shot.
No shot.
What if like it's just like a thing where, like one of those,
Look,
you know, leading up to the draft.
I genuinely don't see. Look, and mind you, I'm not a scout. I don't know, but I generally don't even see what got Shador this high to begin with. Like I generally like Cam Ward is the only guy I would even take in the first, in my opinion. Like you could argue maybe like late first for other guys. Like I know like people are infatuated with Jackson Dart. I'm not really a fan of Jackson Dart either. But like Cam Ward is the only guy, like potential wise. And even then, like there's some risk that comes into a decision like that. But Cam Ward is the only one where I'm like, all right, I like this guy. And I could see it. But Shador, I'm like, I never watched a tape of. I mean, mind you, I don't want to say I watched a lot of Colorado football, but I remember I watched a decent amount, and I've never watched Shador and was like, oh yeah, that's a top 5 pick, let alone a top like a first round pick.
The thing about Shador that I feel like people fall in love with is that he has a certain swagger, right? And he has
son.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah, but that I feel like is it's a big attribute, especially when you talk about being, you know, a confident quarterback in the league. Plus, you know, in some of these games that he was in that he had won, he was making those clutch plays, and he had a terrible offensive line at Colorado too, so he was getting sacked a lot.
Held the ball very long.
But yeah, definitely held the ball
long for college.
Yeah. Well, definitely
so
held
like
the ball
I
long.
think it's two-faced.
I mean that can be credit to his receivers, but every time he
That's
threw the ball
true.
to Travis, that was a that was a big
Yeah,
play.
but I
So
consider that more Travis being Travis. Like
yeah,
Travis is
I
different.
mean, if Shador goes to a team that has a weapon, kind of like Travis, or just somebody that can
Yeah, I can
make
see
those
that.
type of plays, he can lock in with somebody.
No, I could generally see Shador, and that's why I liked Shador like last year when he was considered a second round draft pick. Like he's like a guy that like I think if we still had Rodgers, like if you sat him a year behind Rodgers and then gave him the keys with Garrett,
Yeah,
Brees, and
yeah,
hopefully you got like another weapon in there, like you
yes,
kind of like a Jalen Hurts situation. I'd feel very good about that. I feel,
exactly.
especially you got your offensive line's elite. I'd feel good about it. But
I mean,
like
even
giving
Tyrod.
him to like the Giants, potentially the Browns, and granted, I know the Browns could potentially still get some more players, but right now, like they're strapped for cash, and I think they're
Mhm.
going to lose more players than they gain.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm loving these. I'm loving y'all in the comments right now.
Oh, they're killing me, aren't they?
Yeah.
I didn't look.
He said we might as well trade back in the first round for a kicker.
Oof.
You know. Nah. I know he's being funny, but this comment had me cracking up. Been watching this team for 37 years. Never, and I mean never. Will I predict for us to win 11 games for us like I did for us last year? Me too,
Yeah,
brother. I ain't predicting
yeah,
nothing like that ever again.
yeah,
Ever again, bro. It's it's
yeah,
it's a dub for me until we win 9+ games. I will never predict anything over 6 wins. This
yeah.
is done.
We barely even beat the backup quarterbacks.
Vegas is not fooling me anymore, bro. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good on that. I'm good.
yeah,
I know we know our team, and they just been showing us for the last 14 years, you know, that they are going to wet the bed. So it's not even a question for me. Anybody ask me how much games is Justin winning? I'm telling them 4. I'm telling them 4 until until we go out there and prove something. So yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I agree. Johnny's on the same page too. Johnny's on the same page too. And I do believe in what AG is trying to do as well. I do believe this. I believe in AG. I feel like him standing up to Rodgers just says it all on his own, just kind of setting the parameters. I feel like that is a message in itself. So, you know, uh, yeah, I'm ready to see it. But yeah, let's get into your number one right here, man. We've
and real
been
quick before we go into number one, because I had a few people ask on Instagram, and
mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone's asking on other platforms. If you guys want to comment and you guys want to show what you guys think, go to Uptown Sports TV on YouTube, click the live. We'll show your comments, and yeah. So I know
lock
because there's
in.
some comments coming in on Instagram, and I can't
Yeah,
really
me
share
too.
y'all comments.
Yeah, me too. I pinned my own comment and said to join us on YouTube. So yeah, so we can definitely do that for sure.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So for the final finale, I wish there was like a curtain so I could like show the number one come out, but
Right.
yeah,
Just looking at us up there.
yeah, it's Brock Purdy.
It's just back ready.
But I want to explain myself though, right? I call just a little bit of BS to the 49ers organization, right? They keep saying like, yeah, we'll pay him. We have no problem paying him, right? Why haven't you yet? Right? There's nothing stopping them from extending him. They could have extended him years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like he went to a Super Bowl last year and they didn't extend him. Why would they extend him after last year when he had a down year?
Yeah.
So like and like especially like they're like I saw some reports saying that he's requesting like 45+ mil.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them giving him that type of money, honestly.
That would be
Especially
dope.
especially when they're about to lose Debo. And like they're probably gonna lose some more weapons in order to do it. So I think they start looking at who can they get, right?
Mm-hmm.
And why don't they look at Salah's old boy Aaron Rodgers? I could generally see them, and I don't think a trade would work. I think it'd be probably too complicated. I think it'd probably work in the sense of Like we just drop Rodgers, they pick him up, they get Tay, and then we formulate some sort of trade for Purdy, assuming they're willing to just give him to us. And honestly, I don't think it would be that crazy of a trade just because of the contract he's probably going to want. Like and maybe it is a little crazy than I think, but I don't think it'd be more than like a second, honestly.
Yeah.
So I think but I think like for us, like it's a dream scenario just because like if you look back at the Lions back in what year was it that they traded for Jared Goff? It is literally like it's like the same type of situation pretty much. The only thing is that Purdy wasn't a first round draft pick, but like Jared Goff, he made the Super Bowl, but they lost. And then, you know, Sean McVay felt like he wasn't enough to kind of get them over the hump, and then they eventually traded him off and got Stafford. So I can see that same sort of like history repeats itself. I do think Kyle Shanahan with Rodgers would work a lot better than it did here. So I'd be very intrigued to see how that worked. Brandon Ayuk, he's already under contract, so he can't really complain now. But then they bring in Tay as well. Tay, Ayuk, Kittle. I think that's a great trio for them. I think they can at least try to go win a Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is in San Francisco, so I think they're going to do a lot to try to get there. I could see a lot. Like I could generally see them like really like spending the bag to try to get there. So, yeah, I see it, and I know like Rodgers had a lot of respect for Saleh, and now Saleh doesn't have to be necessarily the head coach this time. And I know Rodgers also has a lot of respect for guys that's kind of been around the league for a long time. Shanahan's been around the league for a long time, so plus they're all kind of connected. Shanahan had Matt LaFleur on his staff, so I'm sure he can, just like Saleh, kind of bounce off of LaFleur, and he had Michael LaFleur on their staff as well. But bounce some ideas off of them as well.
Yeah.
So honestly, I like all that to say, I like Purdy as option. Do I fully believe it's going to happen? I don't know. I think it is a little bit of a long shot.
Yeah, it's like a. I mean, look. I mean, Rodgers definitely isn't getting traded. You know, I feel like he's too old and to get put in the trade like that.
It's too complicated with the contract too, because you want him to be a post June 1st designation, most likely.
Yeah. So yeah. But what intrigues me about the Purdy idea is, we're losing Devontae and Adam Lazard too, probably. So we're going to be in the market for a wide receiver, and Debo has asked for a trade. So, I mean, Debo over here, that would be kind of tough. I'm not going to
take a lot. You probably think do like a first.
Yeah.
But to get both, like
Debo's kind of tough. Like I don't know. I might give up Debo. I might give up whatever Debo.
I don't know. I don't think Debo would necessarily want to come here. I think he'd be more focused on getting a guy like Purdy. But Purdy played with Reese, so there is a connection there. They played at Iowa. Yeah.
That's
they were roommates. They were roommates actually.
Roommates. Exactly. That would that would be dope. That would be dope to have them.
Yeah, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me, but I'm almost sure at some point Bree said they were roommates like freshman year or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I think he gives you that like Jared Goff level quarterback. Again, like the part that I'm still not happy about is that I don't think he necessarily gets you over the hump of like even if you really do build a good team around him, I don't know if you're really competing with the Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allens of the world though. But I think you're at least a team that is continually like you're at least really in that playoff conversation every year. Like where you end up in terms of like, you're a first round exit, second round exit, that's where it depends on how good the team around him is.
Yeah, no, I mean, but honestly, whatever quarterback we bring in, they're going to be coming into a good situation.
Yeah.
With as far as like this a new regime, you have the pieces around you. Granted, if we let go of Lazard and Devontae, that's going to open up a wide receiver hole on our team. And that we could draft the wide receiver at 7. We could dip into that free agent wide receiver market. I'm not sure who
Or you could just
exactly.
go get a tight end, like a Tyler Warren, and let him be the wide receiver too, pretty much effectively.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I mean, I don't know. I feel like, and Tyler Conk is my guy. I really don't want to let him go. I've been seeing stuff about him not being there anymore next year, but like I don't see the point of getting rid of uh a serviceable tight end. I mean,
I think it's more
he's
like he's a free agent.
yeah. I mean, he's not gonna he shouldn't demand too much, right? But you know, like you have a guy that's already here that loves to be here. Um, so why not just add whatever quarterback you're gonna add and rock with the tight end you already have? Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, no,
Congress.
I definitely don't hate that.
Yeah. So, yeah, Johnny thinks we're gonna have a win this season. Like E said in the comments, Johnny, I don't believe in tooth fairies anymore, bro. It's like I don't believe in Santa either. It's just it's hard for me right now. But I'm saying that because again, I want the Jets reverse psychology uh um thoughts to transpire, right? Because
Yeah.
I can't get excited. I can't sit here and say we're gonna win 10 games next season because I've been burned too many times, right? It's
Well,
just
to
yeah.
Johnny's defense, the key word is can. Like
Yeah, that is,
theoretically,
that is the key
like
word. That is the key word.
theoretically,
Yeah.
like it's not ridiculous to say that the Jets can't make like we're talking playoffs, like playoff not playing, but like playoffs, like it really
Playoffs.
shouldn't necessarily be something that's so like just becoming like just that first round. It shouldn't be that like, oh my gosh. Like
Yeah.
the bottom 2 teams was the Steelers with Russell Wilson and the Broncos with Bo Nix. Like I didn't think either one of those even had a chance to really go deep in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But like I definitely think like you just get a serviceable quarterback and then with some good coaching, yeah, I generally do think that you can keyword you can actually make the playoffs, but you're probably gonna be probably gonna get the same fate, which is first round exit. But I mean that all depends on the situation.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But we'll
For
see.
sure. Yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see though. Like I'm always gonna be rooting for the guys, but I'm just rooting for at this point. I'm rooting for Garrett Wilson to get the bag, Sauce Gardner to get the bag. All of our young guys. I'm just rooting for AG at this point. Um, yeah. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Um, I'm always hoping for the best, but I can't. I can't be in that boat that just positivity boat just yet. Right. But I mean, I like that we can fly under the radar going into this next season, and it can be, you know, like the worst we can be is what we already think.
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, yeah, I mean that's an interesting top 5. We're gonna post the top 5 tomorrow with our other pages on Instagram that we're collabing with. It should be a great topic of conversation over the next few weeks. Free agency starts March 1st, so we're gonna definitely have our hands in the buckets as far as like those holes that we're talking about we need to fill as far as wide receiver, cornerback, safety. And Aaron Glenn might try to bring some of these guys on uh from the Lions. So yeah, it
By the
should
way,
be
it's March 10th
cool.
free agency.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
March
the
10th.
legal
March 10th.
tampering. I
Yeah,
think March
yeah.
1st is like the like tagging process starts if I'm not
Yeah, the
mistaken.
franchise tags and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So
so.
yeah, hopefully we keep Sherwood too, though. That's my guy. So
Yeah.
I feel like he deserves a little bag. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, no. I guess final thoughts. We're gonna be talking about this for the next couple weeks, and next week, Johnny, we're gonna have call-ins too. So definitely want to hear what you think about what we should be doing going forward. E2, if y'all want to hop on next week, we will, or I'll send y'all the link, and definitely want to hear y'all's opinions for sure.
Yeah. But
What's
yeah,
up, Abby?
real quick, my final thought. I would say, and I think it's kind of weird to say it now, but I think all Jets fans need to relax.
Yeah.
Relax. Like I think,
It's
and then
just- that's
I know it's a weird thing to say with Rodgers gone now,
great
but
timing.
I will. On that, the only thing I will say is that like until we see who we get at quarterback, there's no real reason to panic. Like I know, like all my timelines on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, no matter what it is, just a bunch of Jets fans just like panicking right now. Like I don't know what we're gonna do. Like we're not gonna be able to feel like.
Yeah.
And I don't know why people feel like there's this massive. We won 5 games last year. The bar is low. The bar is like very very low.
Yeah.
So we just need a guy that could win more than 5 games at this point for right now.
More than 5 games is crazy.
Win a game against a non-backup quarterback. That's basically what we're hoping for.
Again,
Because
against a
we
non-back quarter.
won 4 of our 5 games against backup quarterbacks. It's terrible.
That feels like we're asking for the world too. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It just feels like, you know, like just saying when the game's supposed to win. That
Yeah, like
it
at
doesn't
least
it
get
doesn't
back
feel
to
the
the
same.
Zach Wilson level of
That is so sad. That's so sad. That's so sad to say.
just win 7 games at this point.
That's
7,
so
8
sad.
games.
That's
Yeah.
so sad to say. Yeah,
Oh
we need.
man.
Yeah, just get back to the Zach Wilson era of Jets football.
Yeah. Especially
Me,
like Sauce, Garrett rookie year, like
you know,
that era. That was
you
peak
know what's
Jets.
crazy? You know what's crazy? Zach Wilson was the last AFC quarterback to beat Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
I remember that game. That was an
Yeah.
exciting
And I
game.
honestly I don't even think he did anything that game. That's the craziest part about
He didn't do nothing. He didn't do not a damn thing.
I
He
don't think
didn't do
he
shit.
actually and that's the craziest part about that. Like Zach literally just stood there for all the games he basically won. Like he basically did relatively mostly nothing without like a couple good throws here and there, and we won more games. Like I like that baffles me in my head.
Bro, he didn't do nothing. He didn't do.
Yeah.
I can't even. When I think about that game, I think about um our defense. I think about Quinn having a pick. Think about Tony Adams' interception, and that's it. And Brees running in that touchdown at the end. I like that's Zach was just there.
Yeah.
He was just there, bro.
Remember
But
JJ was going crazy that game, man.
yeah, he was going crazy that game too. Yeah, but yeah, bro. Zach, he gets credit for the last AFC quarterback to beat Jalen Hurts, or the only one to beat him in the last however many years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just embarrassing. That's just embarrassing. And y'all, so y'all can't be talking about the Lakers in the comments too much either, because I'm a Mavericks fan. So I'm still hurt. I'm literally here in Dallas, and I think I walked into you know a Walmart or Dick's Sporting Goods and saw Luka Doncic's jerseys 50% off, and I almost cried. I
Sheesh.
almost bought one, but I almost cried.
Sheesh.
Yeah, they're going for $40. I'm like, dang.
Yeah. The kid's not even gonna believe Luka was on the Mavericks.
Bro,
He was on the Mavericks. I thought he was on the Lakers forever.
It is kids out here named Luca, and I don't even have to tell. I don't have to ask where they got that, where the parents got that name from, bro. I've heard kids get called Luca. I'm like, oh, your name's Luca? Oh, I know why your name's Luca. How old are you? Oh, you're about 6, 5 years old? Yeah, okay. I know why your name's Luca. The man is
Yeah.
gone. They shipped him out, man. And Anthony Davis is done. He's not even coming back.
Yeah, that's the craziest part about it. The whole entire
I knew
thing.
it. I knew it. I knew it.
Like,
As soon as we traded,
it's almost like the Lakers knew, like, yeah, he's got
bro, as soon as we
about a
traded
couple
for him,
games in him, and then bam.
as soon as we traded for him, bro, I was just like, as soon as he gets hurt, I'm turning the TV off, and that's exactly what I did. He
Turn your
went
TV
down.
off, your
Yeah,
tomato.
like he went down. I'm just like, nobody even hit him. Like, what's going on? Abductor strain out indefinitely. What? You kidding me? He was having a good game too. He had 24 and a half, ended with 26 points. That's just
It's all right.
ah
I think
so
everyone here is
unfortunate.
Knicks fans, so we can't really relate.
Yeah. So no, I'm just
Yeah,
venting at this point because it's just like the Jets between the Jets and my Mavericks.
yeah. I'm not
It's
yeah,
like
that's kind of sad.
don't be
All in 1 year.
all in 1 year.
Yeah, that's a lot.
How many inept owners can I deal with in a year's time span?
I mean, you could always just request a trade.
Yeah, Suns. Yep, I know.
Shout out Phoenix.
Shit.
They suck too.
Shout out, shout out to Phoenix. Shout out to Phoenix. I was hoping
Shout out to Phoenix. Shout out to Phoenix.
I was hoping Dallas would trade for Durant last minute and just, but nah.
Shout out Sacramento.
Abby's a huge Suns fan. She's diehard.
Yeah,
But
shout out.
shout out to the Kings. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Mavericks just lost to the Kings the other night in OT in the last second. If we had Luca, who knows how that goes. So yeah. Next.
Wait, hold on. What does that hashtag say? Stap up these at belts.
Strap
and
up
press
the
the.
seatbelts and press.
Oh, okay. I'm like, you know what it was? It was the these. I'm sitting here, I'm reading these. I'm like, these at belts. I'm like, what are we talking about? I got you. I got you.
And press the eject button.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
All right.
I'm not.
Get us out of here. Cause
yeah. Death, taxes, and the Jets losing football games.
Man, look, I really hope AG, he instills some type of culture that gets us to winning games, bro. Because I don't know how much I could take.
Meaningful games in December.
I just want meaningful games in November.
That's such a sad thing to say, bro.
I just want
like how many months of football is there? Like September, October, November, December.
We're usually
January,
out by November.
I guess basically February.
We're usually out by November.
We basically get we honestly get like one good month most of the times.
And that's
if we're lucky, one good month.
That's maybe September.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, September.
Yeah.
And then if we like that 1 year where Garrett, Sauce, and Brees were rookies, we got to like October.
We got it. We stretched it out a little bit.
I think it was like the first game in November. Brees tore his ACL. I was like, so,
like I said, I just want to get to November. I want to watch Thanksgiving and happily eat my food because my football team is good. But every year it's like I don't want to talk about the Jets at my family's Thanksgiving dinner. It's
Matter of fact, no more primetime games, man.
Yeah.
No more.
Let's keep us off of that. All right.
1 p.m. games. That's fine. Actually, matter of fact, not even 4 p.m. games. I think that's too much. I think we're asking for too much here. 1 p.m. game. Let's go back to just 1 p.m. game. Matter of fact, I think you said it right. Like all international games.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone needs to see us struggle.
The international games, at least people are still asleep.
Yeah.
Right. And give us a Thursday night game because apparently we play very well on Thursdays. So yeah, I mean Thursday night games I'm cool with. international games.
I'm not cool with Thursday night games. It's mad people be watching.
There's Thursday night games. That's because usually Thursday night games are the worst games, and that's have been our bread and butter. That's when we shine on Thursday night on Prime. Bezos, if you're watching, buy us. We play well on Thursday night prime time, so he might as well.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have 12 1 p.m. games. Yeah, see, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, 1 p.m. You know, it's a set schedule. You don't have to. A lot of other teams are playing at the same time, so if you know
Yeah.
when
Honestly,
we're
I do
losing,
like it though.
yeah, like when
I
we're
like the
losing,
consistency.
yeah, like when we're losing, people won't, people will forget about it until they check later. But by the time they do that, it's whatever at that point.
Yeah, and it
So
also gives you some time to like process before I go to sleep. Like I can go watch it. Like I never watched the 4 p.m. games because like too mad about the 1 p.m. game that we just lost. But then I could typically watch the Sunday night football game and then not be so mad anymore. And I can just kind of chill my sleep. And I convince myself that like that 1 p.m. game wasn't as bad as it was.
yeah, it gives you time to cope. You don't care what time we play. Let's sock the word. I'm with you, but I can't show it
Yeah,
yet.
nah,
You know,
I
I
care.
can't.
I care.
No, I can't do it. I can't I can't hop on the train
Ooh.
yet. And if I do, it's just yes,
Shout out
sir.
Tyrod.
Shout out 757. Yes, sir. Virginia.
Yeah.
Ham,
Honestly,
Hampton
I'm
Road.
not
Hampton Road's
against
finest.
Tyrod, man. Like, I'm generally I'm not against it. The only thing, honestly, as a player, I'm not against it. The part I am against is the fact that he does have a lot of injury concerns. Granted, I want to build a wall anyways, so I'm cool double downing on O line and just hoping that Tyrod can stay up. But I don't know the last full season. Like, there's a reason why Tyrod has been a good bridge quarterback because he never is there for the whole year. He's
Yeah,
always
yeah. Fair.
he always
That's
is
fair.
gone by mid-year. So
That's why whoever we bring on, it has to be like a competition, Like I wouldn't that's
yeah,
why I wouldn't mind a Justin Fields. I wouldn't mind Jameis Winston.
they have to have
Yeah.
the same play style because like
Yeah.
you're
Give me
gonna build
Jameis.
a scheme for Tyrod and then a different scheme for whoever the other guy is.
I mean, you throw Jameis behind Tyrod, they coming to do the same thing. Coming to do the same thing. Jameis the Jet, man. I'm gonna hashtag that. Johnny's with me. Jet Jameis.
Johnny's not with you.
He's with me. Jet Jameis.
Johnny's not with you. See Johnny quiet right now.
Jet Jameis.
Johnny, I'm gonna stay out this one.
Jet Jameis to the moon, man.
I don't even think Jameis want to be here.
I think he wants to be anywhere. He was asking everybody where he should play during the Super Bowl.
I think he'd be okay with playing. I honestly, I generally do think Jameis would be okay with playing anywhere but the Jets.
You think so?
So personally, yes, I could generally see. Like even like I remember, who was it? Someone was down there. Someone that does a podcast with the Jets. They were down there. Forgot who it was, but they saw Jameis walking. And he was like, "Oh, Jameis, you want to be with the Jets?" And he kind of gave that little like, like, and he just kept walking. And I was like, "Oh, that was."
Well, I mean, he's probably in a rush to go somewhere, so
Man,
that's expected.
I'm
He
telling
was
you,
a busy
man.
he was a busy media guy over the last week, so and and he'll be fun. He'll be fun and shoot, he might mess around and exceed expectations, right? He might exceed expectations. Like I said, I would expect a surprising Fitzpatrick like season from Jameis if he were to come in, and if not, if he just go out there and he's losing, at least he's giving the fans and the team hope every week with his memes and his speeches and his
Everyone's saying Tyrod Taylor on Instagram.
positive attitude. Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, I didn't realize this. Like there's a lot of Tyrod Taylor fans.
I mean, Tyrod, I feel like we didn't see him enough this season. I think we brought him on for a reason, and when he should have played, he didn't. You know, when he should have played, Aaron Rodgers popped the molly and hopped back in the game.
Pop the molly, I'm sweating.
Ooh. Yeah, bro. I don't know about but James said yes to the Jets, man. So look, I'm on board. Jordan Travis he's definitely gonna be on the roster. So
Yeah.
if we do roll out with 3 quarterbacks, it'll be Jordan, Tyrod, and most likely a bridge type of quarterback, whether that's whether we try to invest in a long-term answer at Justin Fields, or
Honestly, I think they get 2 quarterbacks this off. Unless they get someone that they're really confident in, I think they get 2 quarterbacks this offseason.
2 quarterbacks this offseason. Okay.
I think they look at Jordan Travis as like a wash. Like no ties to him. There's no film on him.
We gotta see. We gotta see.
Coming off a broken leg. I can't imagine a new GM and a new coach with no ties to him just goes, yeah, I could trust him being like even my developmental quarterback. You don't know that.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he can't be. I'm sure, you get like, I don't know when they would take another quarterback in the draft, but I think they get another quarterback in the draft, and if Jordan Travis just looks a lot better in camp, then it is what it is.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, Travis could be the one that flies under the radar and that we never expected to be good. I definitely want to see Jordan Travis play or start a game this season. I definitely want to see that. Like, if we don't see that, then that's just a waste of a spot at this point. Like, I definitely want to see him play again. So I mean, at least in the preseason, I want to see him play, an entire half or what have you. So
yeah,
I think we have to. I think we have to at that point. But yeah, no. I mean, again, we're gonna be, talking Jets for the next few weeks leading into the free agency window. We'll see if we have any more news popping up in the next week or so. But appreciate y'all rocking with us tonight. All y'all in the comments, make sure y'all like, subscribe to the video. Again, we're here every week Wednesday night talking that Jet stuff. So any closing remarks, Alan, you wanna say to the people before we call it a night?
Nah. Shit. Pray. Pray for us, Jets fans, man.
Just pray.
Hopefully we get some news in the next couple. I know eventually they're probably gonna make that the Rodgers cut official, but hopefully get some further news on like what direction they're going into in terms of quarterback. Because I think that's the most unsettling part of this offseason.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be the biggest news for sure. I actually told my Alexa to have on routine to tell me every day at 4:10 to pray for the Jets. So yeah, it's on a reminder now, guys. So I'm taking all the steps that we need. Hope you guys are too. All right. But we'll see y'all next week. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. Catch us.
Into the air, into the end zone. Oh, man. Wow.